I'm Brigham Larson with Brigham Larson Pianos. We just finished up this 1917, just barely this week. This is 1917 Schomacker that we did a full refurbish on, and then we totally refinished it, and it turned out great. I think it was a good piano, and even though it's a 1917 original manufacture, based on what I've seen, based on everything that we've done to it, this piano has decades of good use left in it, and I think for somebody that's looking for a large grand, well, larger, this is 6'1", which is really good size for a living room, not so small like why don't we get a shot of this piano here. This is a really good kind of juxtaposition, I guess, where this one's 4'9", super small. In my opinion, these pianos definitely have their place, but cosmetically I think they're squat, and acoustically they don't have the same kind of power that a 6'1" piano has. So love the size of this one for that reason. Got that power, but then also not so big that that is going to take over the living room. I actually have a 9-foot piano in my living room, which is awesome, and I love it. It does kind of completely take over, and it took like several guys because the thing is so crazy heavy. Usually pianos like this can easily be moved with 2, but this 9-foot, man, it's a beast. So that one does take over. 6-foot, not so much, really, and it's just a nice accent to the living room. Okay, so full rebuild, or sorry, full refinishing rather on this piano. Yeah, beautiful casters. I think obviously those casters are functional, where you can roll the piano around, but they're also cosmetic, and so that brass just polished up really well. Same with the pedals and that trim on the lyre in front of the pedals. Those are all original to 1917, but they just polished up beautifully. And yeah, overall, this maybe I'll close this up. You can kind of see how pretty this piano is when it's all. And all of these kinds of things we go through and stuff like that. These polishing up these brass screws, it doesn't really matter. Just cosmetic. It just looks awesome. I'm a fan of pianos in every way, including cosmetic. The refinishing, it's a little dusty from being in the shop, and you can hear the polishing going on, so it's hard to keep things super clean, but you can see it's just a beautiful piano. Okay, so that's the cosmetics, and then on the inside, what we did, everything is, and it has this lower lid prop, which is kind of a nice touch if you like the lower. Okay, everything that we've done on the inside, everything is original to 1917, and we can make a piano like certain pianos, not all. Some pianos, when they get up to the 100-year mark, sometimes even less, we simply just have to rebuild, and then in a lot of cases that's not necessarily so. We can still refurbish and make it sound great, make it play great, and it still has good longevity. That's also a major concern. Oh, one thing that I didn't mention is we also redid the keys. That's something that more often than not, on a 100-year-old piano, the keys are going to be just toast. So those keys have been replaced. Usually they look like, well, we happen to have a chickering over here. This is usually about what they look like. Just kind of old and worn out. Yellow. And that's not even a bad one. And then, but the majority, I've been focusing so far on this video on mostly cosmetics, but probably 80% of the work that we put into this piano, 80% of the time and effort, is really on the guts, making everything function correctly. So that's obviously, pianos are extremely mechanical. It's a mechanical instrument, and making sure that those parts are still functioning correctly, and pinning everything is aligned correctly and rotating on their pin in the correct fashion and not wobbling as they move, and all of the parts are properly regulated so they're functioning in conjunction with each other in just the right way. So that's a obviously very painstaking process that we do obviously on a very regular basis. We're very good at what we do, and this piano hopefully should be a nice testament to our ability to get a piano like this, nurse it back to health, give it another few decades of good use. Sounds good. Nice sustain and good projection. That's one of the major advantages of a piano like this is you have good bass.